beauties, and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a half up half down style. It'll be a style that has straight long hair in the back, installed as a quick weave, and there will be 2 space buns at the top with a swoop. So right here what I'm doing is just braiding the hair down in some cornrows. They're not really small, they're not super big, and we're just braiding them down and connecting them as we go so that none of them are hanging loosely at the bottom. And we're going to do that and then apply a stocking cap and some glue protector. So keep watching and I'll talk and tell you about how to do that after. Okay, so here we are now adding the wig cap to secure the hair, and then we're going to apply the protective shield or glue protectant, and it just protects your hair from the glue. So you're going to apply that all over where you can see the braids. You want to make sure you have a nice good coat of it. I put ear tabs to cut like little holes for the ears to go through, just so it lays more flat and there's no lifting of the cap in all of the hair. It can be evenly saturated with the glue protector. My Local Beauty Supply carries the Black Diamond brand, and this is really good to protect the hair because, you know, like back in the day we used to just glue it on the hair or use gel and spritz, and that wasn't as effective as this. With this, when you get done, you put them under the dryer and it dries, and it creates like a barrier or a shield to where it's secure. This makes the cap secure to the braids, and then the glue secures to that. So then when you wash it off, if you fully saturate with water, it all comes off without leaving any glue whatsoever on your hair. So now you can see here I'm just cutting the cap off, and now we can move on to working on the front. In the front, she's going to have a swoop, but I still like to part it evenly down the middle, and so that I know both of the ponies for the space buns will be symmetrical and even in the same size, you know what I'm saying? And then I go in and I part out the portion that's going to be the swoop and section it off with a rubber band. After that, we're going to go through and silk press the hair so that the ponytails look really sleek. I use wax on the edges just so that I get a really good shiny press out, and then I go through the rest with my flat iron, and I'm going to do it on both sides and also do it for the swoop. So keep watching and we'll get into more of those details. Okay, guys, so now we're just moving forward and getting over here to flat ironing the other side. I did want to make note that we are just doing one pass of the flat iron. Not much more than that is needed, especially since the hair is clean and blow dried properly. So, yeah, just making sure that you go through with just one pass of the flat iron. You don't want to cause any heat damage or anything like that. And then I also wanted to note that section that's hanging over the back, that was left out intentionally to cover the tracks once the quick weave is installed in the back. Because there'll be two ponies and not one, I don't like to have like a closure or any type of track showing. Now the sides will be hidden because we're gonna put them in at a angle like a horseshoe, but that back part is just gonna give it a good seamless coverage. Now here we're getting ready to mold the ponytails. And so what I like to use is the Murray's wave grease. It's beeswax essentially, but it used to be used for men as a wave grease. It's a really thick pomade. I personally love this for doing ponytails. It gives it a nice sleek shine. It gives it some hold and some grip to where you can really, really sleek that ponytail. I apply it with the back of the comb and I comb it through with the fine tooth comb. I do that first, and then sometimes I go in with the brush or like an edge brush to smooth out any lines or anything or any bumps that may be created in the process. But yes, this gives it a great sleek shine and more hold. I also feel that it makes ponytails last longer. I know a lot of people use the Got to Be freeze spray for the whole entire thing and don't really like wax, but I personally like to use that first and then spray the freeze spray, hit it with a blow dryer, and you got a ponytail that will last. Sometimes ponytails only last for a couple days with the Got to Be freeze spray, and I personally like to give my clients something that will last a little bit longer. Now this portion of it, I'm really just taking my time making sure that there are no humps and bumps and lumps. So really take your time with this part. And I don't like to use edge control on the edges, so I do go in with more of the beeswax to secure the edges and with some hairspray and everything. Because this is what's going to make the style, you know what I'm saying? It's in the front, and everybody loves that sleek, neat ponytail look. So I really take my time with this and smooth it out until I'm satisfied. Also, after using the Got to Be Freeze spray, I do like to use like a lacquer or spritz hairspray. Pump It Up would be a great option. I use Silk. I don't know where else you can find it. I only find it in Detroit, and I have a distributor who goes to go get it for me. But yeah, so really take your time with those ponytails and blow dry it. You want to blow dry it so that it can be firm. I like to use a concentrator, and I put it on low heat so I can really help to smooth it out and really dry it and seal in that shine. This is how I get my ponytails to last. So yeah, just take your time with it. Be patient, and yeah, you'll get good results. Also, make sure you leave out those sideburns if they want the sideburns done, because if you put them in and try to take them out later, you're not going to be able to, not without hurting the client. Okay, so now we're working on the swoop, and this is the part that can sometimes be difficult for a lot of people, really sculpting and molding that swoop into shape. First off, I like to add extensions, no matter how long or how thick the hair is. I always add in a few tracks, at least 2 or 3, to help to be able to mold that hair when you get ready to create that swoop. So that's what I'm doing here, just taking a little bit of glue and putting it on there, applying the tracks and blow drying. So she had 3 pieces put into hers, and I went in with some hair that was ombre. Since she does have some grown out color, I just thought it would help to blend it a little bit better. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And then we're going to start using a little bit of the wax in between. This helps it that helps it to lay flat. So just getting that in between underneath, like in layers, not too much, because you don't want to make their forehead greasy or anything like that, but just enough, especially like at the base or at the root, so that hair can really lay down flat. And then as you can see, I'm combing it and sculpting it the way that I want it to lay, and really taking my time and holding it in place with my hand, and then blow drying it to secure it, to keep it put as I go along. And so we're doing this in sections. So we start at the top first, and then we just come down and we just keep combing, molding, and swooping. I'm actually using the edge brush right now, because it gives me a little bit more control, a little bit more detail. And after every portion of that, once you get it the way you like it, you spray it with the freeze spray and then the blow dryer, and it just keeps it in place. And you really want to take your time, just little by little. And also that wax is helping the hair to stay in place, because it's sticky, so it's going to hold it kind of where you need it to be. And then once you do the freeze spray and the blow dryer, it's really going to lock it in. Now, when you get to the side with the end piece, This is where it can be a little bit more difficult because you want to be able to swoop that up into the ponytail. So I use that clip to kind of hold it for me for a little bit so I can really get that mold. Now I'm blow drying, and that will help it to stay put until I really get that secured. And you just want to keep molding and just making sure that it's dang near perfect. I know not every single detail is going to be perfect, especially if you're a beginner. Even with all the experience I have, sometimes I really just got to take my time to make sure I can get it the best that I can. And so that's what I'm doing here. And once we get it up to the ponytail, I just take another rubber band and lightly do it. You don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want to move it out of place. And then I blow dry it again and hairspray it again. And it's just a constant movement. I also go in with that lacquer that I was telling you about. You can use Pump It Up if that's what you can find to really lock in that shine. After that, we braid the ends and put it into buns and cover those with paper because then you're going to glue on the ponytails. Now, in the back, y'all look at my little baby hand in the video. I didn't notice that before. But yeah, so now in the back, when installing the tracks, I didn't put it in this video, but I do have it in a previous video when I did quick weave with curls, how I like to lay out all my tracks and pre-glue them. This is something that you probably don't want to do unless you're experienced, but it does cut down some time. I get all those tracks laid out while the client is actually under the dryer, and then right before I get ready to install them, I put glue on all of them, and then that way I can just lay it and cut it and lay it and cut it. And this really allows me to do more people in a day because I can do it so quickly. Also, making sure you put it in at an angle, like curving it like a horseshoe on the side so that the tracks don't show. And now you can see it's all complete. I did a little bit of a slow-mo video so you can see all the details. She was happy. I didn't get the portion when I put the hair in. I will do that again in another tutorial video. The ponytails. I'll do another tutorial on ponytails and how I glue those on. And we also braided them and butterflied them a little bit and twisted them in the buns. But yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching.